All right, welcome back. How's everybody doing? It's Saturday. It's got to be one of my funnest days. I enjoy doing this. Hope you guys enjoyed as much as I do. See a few people are already in here. What's going on? Happy Saturday. Let's do this. I like it. And I think I'm going to start posting these on YouTube. So, anybody on YouTube that's watching, if you actually want to come in and join and chat live, make sure you find me on Mixer, HellKell X. Do this every Saturday, 6 p.m. Central Time. We go over urban legends and just weird, different stories. I have a blast, and it looks like Fire Devil, man. You're all ready to go. You're waiting. And what's going on, Drus? So yeah, I hope everybody, like I said, man. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Mine has been going phenomenal. So, I need to put these on YouTube. I don't think I'd be a huge hit, but I do think they would absolutely get a view, maybe two. We're gonna find out, right? So going in, my very first story that I'm doing today, I'm telling you, this one's gonna be unique. All right. You may be asking yourself, why is there a ship? What does this story possibly have to do with some kind of ship? And me not getting partner, I'm not worried about it. I gotta keep going, and I enjoy doing it, man. So if they don't want to give me partner, they don't want to give me partner. That's up to them. That's their decision. But appreciate it. All right, man. So this ship, not this one particularly, but ships very similar to them back in the day had pirates. Like ho ho ho, har har har, like pirates looking for booty, swabbing the poop deck full of semen. Bunch of crazy pirates drinking booze and getting scurvy. All right, sounds like a good life, right? Life you want to live, being a pirate. Well, I'm going to tell you a little story. This was reported on by the Washington Post by Marissa Lottie. Nice little article. You get a chance to read it. And Reaper Man, welcome in. All right, this young lady, Amanda Teague. All right, I'm going to tell you a story about Amanda Teague and how it has to deal with a pirate ship. Alright, so this young lady, minding her own damn business, was doing a little bit of meditating. Alright. I've never meditated myself. I heard it clears the mind. But this lady was getting her meditation on. And that's when she said she met the ghost of a 300-year-old Haitian pirate. You know what? She thought this was rude to this ghost, like, thought it was rude as hell for this ghost to come and interrupt her while she was trying to do her meditation. Wanted to be all in solitude. So she politely asked the 300-year-old Haitian pirate ghost to leave. And you know what? Some bitch showed up again. And you know what? After the third time he visited, Teague said, she decided to talk with him. Because it's a ghost that apparently likes bugging you while you're meditating. Paprika Man, how you doing? So, lady's sitting there meditating, getting visited by a ghost. Quick recap. She decides, I'm going to talk to this guy. He's a ghost. I'm going to talk to him, because that's normal. Alright. So, after she communicated with this ghost for several months, Teague went on to say that she became convinced that he was Jack Teague, who she later claimed had inspired the character of Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And I'm going to note, a lot of experts are challenging these assertions. Alright. So Teague told the Washington Post that she started exploring spiritually after her 3-year-old month son Thomas died of sudden infant death syndrome, which is sad. A parent shouldn't have to go through that. And she considered herself agnostic until then, but afterwards felt compelled to figure out her beliefs. Her journey of spiritual discovery led her, and she went on to say that it led her to marry Jack, the ghost pirate, in July 2016 on a boat on the Atlantic Ocean in a ceremony officiated by a self-described shaman. And that's when she took Teague to her last name. So you got that right. This lady married a 300-year-old ghost pirate. Out of all things you could marry, and we've covered a few different ones on this channel so far. Lady that has that romantic relationship with Bigfoot, getting the Bigfoot wing. This lady is into pig legs or pirate wing. I'm not sure which one. And no, there's not a lawsuit coming to this story. Okay? Nope, none. But she did marry a ghost pirate. So, yeah, I don't know how that death till do you part thing works on this. Seems new groundbreaking territory. Alright, so since Teague 46 went public in January 2018 with her marriage to Jack, and later, keep in mind their separation, they did get divorced. So apparently there might have been a lawyer involved. International news outlets have expressed bewilderment at her choice of spouse. Teague told the Post that she knows people call her crazy. She's aware some speculate she's schizophrenic. But she said people around the world put their faith in seemingly unlikely stories every day. So, did it happen? Didn't it happen? I don't know. Sounds like she found love and she was happy. Who am I to judge some lady who may or may not have the schizophrenia of marrying a 300-year-old ghost pirate? And then separating. Just reminds me of that movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze. Just not as cool, and there's no Whoopi Goldberg. So that is my story of the completely not crazy lady who married a ghost pirate. Hope you guys kind of enjoyed that one. This next one, this is kind of a cool little tale. This was on a bunch of different sites. I pulled what I found on Wikipedia because it covered the same information. I just wanted to kind of get to the basics. Alright, now I'm going to tell you the story about the kids of Woolpit. One day at harvest time, the villagers of Woolpit discovered two children. It was a brother and a sister, and they found them besides one of the wolf pits that gave the village its names. Their skin, though, however, was green. Like Kermit the Frog, green. Two kids running around, green. Jolly Green Giant, I don't know, had offspring. So the villagers found these kids, green. I can't really go much more than that. Alright, and these kids, man, they were said to speak in an unknown language. Their clothing was unfamiliar, and the pair refused all food. And they refused it for several days until they came across some raw broad beans. Out of all the shit kids are going to eat, raw broad beans, that's going to be their top choice. Well, they are green, so, okay. And it said they went and they consumed these eagerly. The children gradually adapted to normal food, and in time, they lost their green color. The boy, who appeared to be the younger of the two, became sickly and died shortly after. He and his sister were baptized. So after baptism, kid died. That's not looking good. Alright. But the girl, she did go on to learn how to speak English. Probably better than I can. And the surviving girl explained that they came from a land where the sun never shone and the light was like twilight. Whenever I read the word twilight, I think of like sparkling vampires. The children called their home St. Martin's Land, and everything there was green. The children were unable to account for their arrival in Woolpit, but they had been herding their father's cattle when they heard a loud noise, which were the bells of the Bury St. Edmunds. And suddenly they found themselves in the pit. And that's where they were found. Green. They had become lost when they followed the cattle into a cave, and after being guided by the sound of the bells, they eventually emerged into our land. The girl eventually married and lived out her days. So a lot happier of an ending than her green brother. So that is the children of Woolpit. Where they showed up, how they came, they said they came from within inside the earth. No sun, had a green tint. Alright. I'll go for it. I'll buy this one. Sounds not like the craziest thing I've ever read. But you know what though? Just tells you, man, it's people come in all shades and colors, including green. Pirates aren't good providers. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, green kids. Alright? But they do. Everybody comes in like their own shade. Including these people. This right here, man, this is the Fugate family. And you'll notice by their awesome blue faces. Some of them look like blueberries from what I read. This is from ABC News. The previous one, like I said, that's on Wikipedia. It has so much more information about them. And this, a little bit of this is also from All That's Interesting. Definitely a good read. Check it out. It's a long lineage of this blue family. So, for nearly 200 years, the Fugate family of Kentucky remained largely sealed off from the outside world as they passed their blue skin from generation to generation. Okay, well, you know what that means. If they're sealed off, and they're passing it from generation to generation, yeah, now I know how the Smurfs got their blue color. They weren't marrying outside Smurf village. So you kind of get what I'm saying here. Alright, the first Fugate in the United States was a French orphan named Martin Fugate. This man settled down in Troublesome Creek in the hills of eastern Kentucky in 1820. He married a woman named Elizabeth Smith. People said she was kind, very pale, and as white as a mountain laurel blooms every spring around the creek hollows. Unbeknownst to either of them, and by some incalculable odds, both possessed a recessive gene that led to 4 of the 7 of this union being born with blue skin. In those days, in rural eastern Kentucky, there weren't any roads, there wasn't a railroad, and reaching that part of the state was just difficult. Like, it was hard. People weren't just going up there to go up there. So, 1910s, as a result, many of the Fugates began to marry and have children within their own bloodline. Keep in mind, they both have this rare genetic disease. Not disease, but, you know, turns them blue. It's rare. It's genetic. But yeah, the Fugates, they continue to live in relative isolation as they carry this hereditary blood disorder that causes excessive levels of... That is a big-ass word. Methylmoglobin. That's not a real word. Yeah, they carry it in their blood. And it's basically a non-functional blue version of the healthy red hemoglobin protein that carries oxygen. It's what gives, like, myself a pink color. And that's how they got their blue skin. Nowadays, they do have a way to kind of cure it. You can get away, you can clear it up. So, happy ending, but people do come in different colors. So, were they green? I don't know. But there's apparently people that are blue. So, I didn't know that. Apparently, you got to have a rare disease and keep it in the family. Have a family tree like a tree trunk. That's how you keep that blue tinge. I don't know you guys' thoughts on that. But if you guys are starting to see like your kids are starting to come out and they look like blueberries, move. Like, just date other people, alright? Date other people, move. Unless you want to be blue. Dabba-dee, dabba-doo. That's a cool song, man. I haven't heard that one was that Eiffel? It's not Eiffel Tower. Eiffel, whatever, 65 Niner, wherever the band is. I bet these people would love that song. They didn't even get the chocolate factory either. No, they didn't get the chocolate factory from eating all the blueberries. The poor family. All right, so you're wondering why is there a guy up here with a chainsaw? Well, first off, he's out there. He's doing work. He's getting things done. And you can't do work and get things done if you're not getting a chainsaw. How do you expect to be taken serious and really hang on to that man card if you don't have a chainsaw? You can't. You need a chainsaw. If you don't have a chainsaw, go buy a chainsaw. You'll probably never use it. You'll probably own one your entire life. Using it, never. Unless you do that thing for a living. Then you might need 2. 3. I don't know how it works. But if you don't want to get a hole punched in your man card, you want to have a chainsaw. And that's where my next story kind of comes into play. I didn't even know people did this, but it doesn't surprise me. Alright. But this man, he attempted to shoplift a chainsaw in his shorts. And you know what? Everybody saw he was shoplifting a chainsaw in his shorts. I don't know how you're going to stuff it down and put it in your pants. Look at the size of it in ratio to this person in the picture. You're not fitting a chainsaw in your pants and trying to claim that that's all you. That's not all you. And plus, why are you sticking a chainsaw by your bits? That is Darwinism. You don't do that. That's So this man, he decided to steal a chainsaw, and like I said, he shoved this thing down his shorts. The Huffington Post and Mashable both wrote that things didn't end well for the man who police have identified as a 38-year-old Anthony Ballard attempted to cover the large object from sight with his white t-shirt. Unfortunately, this act, not to mention bulging white tee, did not go unnoticed by Treasure Coast lawn equipment surveillance cameras. And according to the Port St. Lucie police report, Ballard first asked the store clerk for change for his dollar bill. And then he proceeded to coolly place the chainsaw on his shorts. Here, give me change. I need 4 quarters, maybe 3 quarters, 2 dimes and a nickel. Take your time over there and just shove the chainsaw down. That's what God gave me. That's all that, and that's all of it. So I don't know what the guy was thinking. I have no clue. But when police did locate Ballard later, they learned he had dumped the saw in the woods, but had attempted to go back to the site to return it to the equipment store. That city, I think that is a Florida guy. But he's not our Florida guy of the week. No, we have a good honorary Florida man of the week coming. Alright, and it is not this guy. Florida man of the week, he is not. Okay? But after stealing the damn chainsaw, he tried returning it. Like they didn't just, I don't know, they arrested him. Seems good. And you might think that someone who sticks a chainsaw down their pants isn't the sharpest tool in the shed. You might think this is a one-off. This doesn't ever happen. Who the hell steals a chainsaw? Well, sit down, because you're gonna be shocked. All right. There was a thief in Fresno, California on Wednesday afternoon, and he happened to successfully steal one from an equipment store. And according to the Fresno Bee, surveillance video shows a man shoving a chainsaw into his pants, using his jacket to cover the engine. I don't know what's going on where these guys are passing a chainsaw off. But apparently the suspect drove off in a late 1990s Ram pickup. And according to the paper, the store owner, Jeff Bennett, said he believes an accomplice was watching the location last week. And he goes on to say, you get a feel for these people. How the hell do you get a feel for people stealing chainsaws? How often is this happening to you? Alright, well, keep in mind, police are asking anyone who might know or recognize the man in the video to contact authorities or the local station KFSN TV. If you're unsure and you want to see what the man looks like, definitely head over to the Fresno Bee. There's a picture of the man. Just type in man steals chainsaw. He's an older gentleman. Yeah, I don't know if they would return it because of where he stuck it. I don't think you can return items that you've worn on your junk. I think that's frowned upon. Very, very much so. Alright? Very, very frowned upon. They, you know what? Maybe, maybe not. So, our next one, we tell you a little story here by Brent Swanser from Mysterious Universe. This one, it's a little longer, but should still be a good article. That there, my friends, that's a kangaroo. Why is it a kangaroo? Because we're going all the way down to Australia. Tell you a little Australian story here. Alright. Australia is a land of mystery that certainly has its fair share of strange animals and unidentified enigmatic beasts. One very bizarre sighting of an unidentified creature allegedly occurred at the Royal Australian Air Force Base, Base Shrugger. It's located in Queensland, Australia. In late July, early August of 2005, military personnel at the base were engaged in a series of exercise and drills codenamed Northern Awakening, which sounds like a badass name for a drill, and Cockadoo? See, they were going strong, badass, naming these drills. Northern Awakening, and then some drunk guy, name it Cockadoo. It's probably not how it's pronounced. That's how I'm pronouncing it, so that's what it is. Alright. And during this time, you had a band of 4 Air Force members that came across something rather strange and beyond their understanding out in the wilderness. You know what? You grew up in Australia. Everything around you is trying to kill you. And you're finally running across something you ain't ever seen? God damn. Alright. So, these 4 Air Force personnel, identified as Matthew Cash, Cy Holland, Chris Hay, and the other guy was unidentified. So apparently he didn't matter that much. But these men were allegedly out tracking a dog, with a tracking dog, doing maneuvers to intercept a mock special forces team as part of the exercise during a full moon. Dun dun dun. Alright, so as they crept along a creek line, a bizarre pretty much something walking on its damn hind legs, creature was standing about waist high with spotted fur. Had a tiny little tiny head. And they reported it was moving like a cat, so it wasn't on its hind legs. Why didn't they just say it was walking on all fours, using big ass words? So, alright. Apparently it was walking like a cat. Quadrupedal. Uh-huh. So, thing walking like a damn cat. Ampled out of the brush, and as they entered a clearing, it startled the dog in the process. Airman Cash would say of what happened next. We came across the quarry and pulled up, looked around, and this creature was sniffing on. He was apparently on their trail. He was sniffing on the ground. He was trying to find them. And he was following exactly where they'd come through. It pulled up on a mound about 50 meters away, and it just sat there. We had our night vision on, and we were watching it, and the creature was just sitting there sniffing and watching us. The 2 front legs were bigger than the 2 back legs. So right now, what they've described to me is a goddamn kangaroo. I'm thinking these 4 Air Force men went out, had a little bit of the drinky drink. Yeah, quad means 4. I know. You've been on my channel for 2 years. You know words in English, no good. Many words hard. All right. So what they're describing to me is a unicorn. Ain't no goddamn unicorn. All right. It's a kangaroo. All right. 2 front legs. So it's 2 front legs bigger than the back legs. So it's a backwards kangaroo. So they spotted a backwards kangaroo. Okay. One guy said, I would have said it was a hyena. But obviously, we don't have hyenas here. How the fuck would you think it was a hyena then? Yeah. Okay. So it was weird looking. It was something that we'd all never seen before. In the wake of the strange sighting, the airmen claimed that they had actually managed to find an odd-looking paw print pressed into the mud quarry. And when they searched for signs of it, the creature was then spotted again 2 nights later. That's when it purportedly came to within 10 meters of an observation post and lurked for a bit before sneaking back into the night. Night vision image was allegedly taken of the creature. I couldn't find it, but it's also hard to say just what kind of animal it was and what it could possibly be, as it looks so decidedly bizarre, almost demonic in nature. Military personnel speculated that the creature seen could have been, hold your breath here, because the one guy, he thought it might have been a hyena. Alright? He thought it might have been a goddamn hyena. The others, they thought it could have been a pig or a dingo. I think it's a backwards kangaroo. That's what it is. Alright, but neither of these match the description and the merit of the airmen who saw it. They are convinced that it wasn't those. Another idea is that the creature could have been some type of anomalous cat, and presumably extinct. Which I know they do have animals there that they haven't seen since the early 1900s. They thought were extinct. And then they show up. But if I'm seeing something like I ain't ever seen before, I'm trying to think of, alright, what lives around me? Is it a mountain lion? Nah, it ain't a mountain lion. Is it a deer? Nah, it ain't a deer. Is it somebody's dog? No, this son of a bitch thought it's probably a goddamn hyena. No, there ain't hyenas. No. So good on him for having an imagination. I don't know what they saw. I think they were kind of drunk, especially when somebody described it as it's probably a pig. It looks like a pig. It's curly tail, snout. It's a pig. But that's what these 4 Air Force men had seen. Whether or not you believe them, that's completely up to you. I believe them. I think they saw a backwards kangaroo. Alright, backwards kangaroo. Now here's where we have our honorary Florida Man of the Week. The honorary Florida Man, I mean, it's a tough title to get. The only way you can be a true Florida man is you live in the state of Florida. But if you're an honorary Florida man, you're almost just as good. You just need to move. You're so close. So close to having that title. You just need to get in your car, your pick-em-up truck, head on down to the Sunshine State. Because right now, this story, this USA Today, they decided it was worthy. Associated Press. They went on to talk about this guy in Athens, Alabama. Alright, well, this man in Alabama, poor guy, he was accused of feeding his pet squirrel meth. And authorities called it an attack squirrel. And he's being charged with state wildlife offenses. So I'm going to let that sink in for a second for you guys. It's a little bit of an older story, but not too old. He had a pet squirrel. He had a goddamn attack squirrel he fed meth. Just, okay, it's an attack squirrel. That's what authorities are saying. Alright, court records show 35-year-old Mickey Joel Polk is now charged with illegal possession of wildlife. Polk hasn't denied having a pet squirrel, which is illegal under state law, but he has denied police allegations that he fed meth to the squirrel to make it aggressive. You'll take 4 attack squirrels. Officers encountered the animal during a raid at an apartment. Polk later told the Associated Press he had the squirrel since it was a baby and he'd never give it any drugs. Limestone County Sheriff officers arrested Polk last week following a chase in which he allegedly rammed an investigator's vehicle. This is a follow-up. Guy just can't stay out of trouble. This guy also faces illegal gun possession and other charges. So yeah, 35-year-old Mickey, he was caught Thursday night, like I said, following a chase in which he rammed an investigator's vehicle. They got him on multiple felony warrants that are unrelated to his attack squirrel. And the best part about this whole thing, about owning an attack squirrel, what do you think the name of this squirrel is? What do you think he named it? I'm just waiting for 1 sec here. Let you all type in your answers. You know, it's not like Rocky or Bullwinkle or whatever squirrel names are. It is a squirrel name, I suppose. Because he named the sumbitch D's Nuts. So his attack squirrel that he fed meth was named D's Nuts. Going back into more stories, because, you know, story time. Let's talk about chickens. And we're not talking about the Modern Warfare chickens where some animator had to go down and animate the chickens on the one map and he gave them buttholes for whatever reason. We're not talking about those chickens. We're talking about a very specific chicken. We're talking about the chickens of Lundberg, Germany. Alright, these are special chickens, and this is a story about an excited farmer. I don't know how excited he actually was. But this farmer went on to tell the police that some of his chickens exploded with a loud bang while running across the barnyard. Yeah, you heard it. His chickens were doing chicken things, living their best chicken lives, running across a little chicken field, and they blew up. Loud bang. So, what do? They do an investigation. This investigation showed that the chickens did eat bits of carbide left behind by Allied soldiers during fall maneuvers back probably 1950 maybe, late 40s. And after they ate these bits of carbide, these chickens went and drank some water, which resulted in gas that caused them to blow to bits. So there's my exploding chicken story. Like I said, Saturdays I'm going to try and keep these nice, easy, short, sweet. Try and keep them to close to an hour. And you love Modern Warfare chickens that some animator went and put buttholes on. You can't have chickens with the buttholes. Like I said, I'm going to start posting these YouTube. You guys on YouTube, make sure you pop in, join chat. We do this live, so any mistakes that occur right now, you get to witness the same as I get to do them. Always looking for new and interesting stories to go over, great topics. If you do have any, make sure you pop in Discord. Otherwise, I'm going to make it a point not to stream any games on Saturday, Drews. Just this summer when I decide to go camping, do all my camping things, I can still do stories, do a live stream, go over things, and not have to worry about ticking people off. That way we only keep people on the stream on Saturdays that enjoy the stories. Hopefully everyone in here, you guys, hopefully you enjoyed all of them. Drew's, hopefully you enjoyed them. See Ryan Jambo in here, a few others. So yeah, with that being said, I mean, anybody don't have any question, comments, or concerns, I think we're probably gonna end this live stream. And you know what? Make sure you tune in Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central Time, HellKell, Mixer.com. But the other way around. Mixer.com, then me. And yeah, the ghost lady didn't beat Bigfoot lady. Yeah, the Bigfoot lady is in love. She's in love with Bigfoot. That's probably one of my favorite stories. We'll have to do a recap on it here one of these days, Bruce, and just go back over it. Because that one was phenomenal. So yeah, once again, you guys take care. Have a great weekend.